this is Pip Nixon. I'm here with my spoiler-free review of Get Out, directed by Jordan Peele and starring Daniel Kaluuya. I was very keen on Get Out because I really like horror movies, and this was one that was very well received by the critics. I'm a big fan of stuff going back to the 70s like Halloween and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I love 80s horror movies like Nightmare on Elm Street or the Friday the 13th movies. And I've got like a bit of affection for the more modern stuff. We have two words in the title like "Don't Breathe" or "It Follows" or things like that. They're the only two I can think of at the moment. So I was dead keen to watch it. And Get Out is a really unusual horror movie. It treads that weird line of being a comedy but also horror at the same time, which is extremely hard to get right. I can't think of many examples other than American Werewolf in London, maybe that gets that dead on. And it does a really unusual thing of skewering racism, but by skewering white liberal values. So I did think going into it, is it going to be kind of very much an American take on race? But actually, I didn't think it was. It gives you a real idea of the kind of like the subtler but sort of condescension that if you're black you might get from white people who are trying to make you feel comfortable about the fact that they're comfortable with your ethnicity, but at the same time making themselves come across like dickheads. The whole conceit of Get Out is a play on the film Guess Who's Coming to Dinner with Sidney Poitier and Spencer Tracy, which is made back in, I think, in the 60s, about the white girlfriend bringing her and the black boyfriend, and it takes that conceit, but it spins it up for a modern day and looks at what the implications might be now. So you get stuff like the white dad talking about how he would have voted for Obama again if he'd been in for a third term, and those kind of stuff, or like the awkward brother of the girlfriend talking about how he expects, because the guy's black, that he'll be really good at sport or really interested in basketball and all those kind of things. And the first act has a lot of like really subtle kind of like comedy of manners stuff, really uncomfortable around that is superbly played by Daniel Kaluuya, the British star, who I've never seen anything else in my life, but he's really good. It's a real subtle performance, all done on his eyes, all done on his reactions and expressions. You can absolutely see what he's thinking and absolutely sort of sympathise with his situation, even when he doesn't actually verbalise any of it. So all that stuff works really well, and then it has a middle act that's sort of creepy and starts going a different direction, and there's lots of like nice kind of visual referencing at the fact that they're on kind of something that looks a bit like a southern plantation, but is like a now a middle class home. And then the third act takes a turn into more sort of outright horror that owes quite a lot to sort of Stepford Wives and things like that. It has to be said, the third act in the horror stuff is actually quite, you know where it's going, and it's quite predictable, and you sort of see the twist. But that doesn't mean it's not fun, and it has a couple of sort of like jump scares where things come out of the darkness and a big violin chord plays. But mostly it's done with with a bit more subtlety than that. It's not enormously scary, but it is very funny. It works as a very good black comedy. And as it goes, I like the central character. I like those performances, and I got quite involved with it. And I laughed along. And the ending does, again, not to spoil. If you've ever seen Night of the Living Dead, the original black and white film, that has a famously bleak, nasty ending, and this film does a kind of meta play on the ending of that film, but with quite a nice, subtle, fun twist. So I think Get Out is a good one. It's one of those films that surprised in the States and did better than anybody thought it would, and has now done well, I think, over in the UK as well. Very well liked by critics because it does that genre balance while also have something else to it. I think it's actually a good Saturday night movie as well. You can sit and enjoy it with friends. It'll make you laugh. It makes you a little bit uncomfortable, and also it works as a pretty effective horror movie. So yeah, I think Get Out is one where you should believe the press. I really enjoyed it. Give it a go.